I am the daughter of a billionaire. AMA. Don't want to give away too many details revealing my father's work. But go for it. Edit. Thank you all for the questions. Did not think this would be as popular as it is. For the record, no, I will not give you money, and no, I will not date you. I'll keep answering questions as long as people are asking them. Have you ever given money to someone just because you overheard from someone or saw in a newspaper or something that they lost their house, or had no medical insurance to cover some expensive treatment, or maybe didn't have enough money to go to college? One time I was in a grocery store, and the woman in front of me didn't have enough to pay, so I paid for them and ended up talking to her for a while, and found out her husband had passed away, and she had 3 young children and was working 2 jobs to make ends meet. I got her information and told my dad, and he hired her as his assistant secretary and gave her full health insurance and makes sure she's home every day to pick up her kids from school. I've never been so proud of my dad than the day he hired her. Do you hide the fact that your father is very rich when meeting new people, or is it just impossible to hide? I can imagine it would come up after very short amounts of time. Thanks for doing this AMA, by the way. I don't hide it, but I also don't advertise it. It all really depends on the conversation I'm having. If I'm talking about favorite movies with someone, it won't come up as quickly as it would if we were discussing favorite past vacation spots. What's the largest amount of money you can spend at one time without getting in trouble? And what kind of car do you drive? Depends on what I spend it on. In high school, I went on a shopping spree and spent close to $13,000 and got in huge trouble. But I also donated around $10,000 to Nepal and didn't get in any trouble for that. I drive a 2015 Land Rover I got for graduation. I'll just throw it out there that I would gladly accept a $10,000 donation. Do you ever feel pressured to meet certain expectations because you're so-and-so's daughter? Yes, all the time. What are the expectations, for example? Is it like a certain dress code, a certain posture, to take over a family job, something completely different? What is the weirdest thing your dad has done with his money? He bought a froyo shop. Not for profit or anything. He just liked it and bought it. My mom was not pleased. That's so baller. Does he still have it? Or did he sell it off? Just to be clear, your father isn't Donald Trump, right? Thankfully, no. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Have any of your friendships been destroyed over money? Not until college. I went to a prestigious private school growing up, so everyone had money, so it wasn't a huge aspect in our lives in the sense that it was just commonplace for everyone to have access to the same things. In college, people found out I came from a wealthy family, and it would lead to awkward moments like people expecting me to pick up the tab at dinner, or that it was my responsibility to invite everyone to our vacation homes for spring break. You definitely feel used by certain people, and you just have to cut them out. Being a busy, wealthy businessman, was your father there? Do you have a good relationship with him? He made it a point to be home every night for dinner. Sometimes he would leave and go back to work right after, but that time was very special to me. He also always remembered all my events, like if I had a lacrosse game, he would ask me about it that night, even thought he couldn't make it. When I was really little, he would wake me up when he got home, make sure I was really awake, then tell me he loved me and tuck me back in. Little things that always made me feel like he loved me, and he was doing it all to make sure I was okay. How much do you pay for socks? Do you try to match them with outfits? Do you even wear socks? I wear socks when I work out, and I buy them from Target. I think they're $6. Are you religious or spiritual at all? What's your favorite scent for soap? I am not religious. My mom uses a perfume called Flower Bomb, and I love it mostly because I love her. How present were your parents in your life growing up? I'd imagine they must have been crazy busy building their business. My dad was busy but always made it home for dinner, but did miss a few sporting events. My mom was there for everything. It If you had a character in a down and dirty Mortal Kombat style fighting game, what fighting moves would you have? Crouch in a ball and cry. What one thing rich people can do by that poor people don't know about? My dad loves to get chefs from his favorite restaurants to come to our house and cook. You can get literally any of your favorite foods made for you. I love it. You mentioned a support of Bernie Sanders. How do you feel about income inequality in general? Do others in your environment have similar, differing views on the subject? I don't have enough unbiased information to form an educated opinion. Has the money had a negative effect on your dating life? When if they find out, of course. Also, how would rate yourself as a driver on a scale from 1 to 10? I've dated some assholes who have used me to get in good with my dad, but I am now in a very happy relationship with someone who could care less. I am a 7 driver. In a game of MFK marry, fuck, or kick in the balls, since kill is too harsh, what would you choose? George Clooney, Brad Pitt, or Will Smith? Marry George Clooney because he seems like a chill dude. Fuck Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt. Kick Will Smith in the balls for raising Jaden.